Well, it is that time again, everyone, and it's just Moo and I
Yeah, golf perfect imperfections.
hanging out. Wisdom in golf, golf WRX. We got some golf WRX to talk about tonight. And, I wanted to start with just how blown away I am with the lineup that Cobra has this year. I mean, we gushed on them last week, but, dude, I'm watching you on the golf course now, and he's on a mission this year. He says, okay, it's time for me to get to that next level of scoring.
That's right. Yeah.
And it's time for you to get the single-digit handicap.
Mm-hmm.
And man, are you on your way? You're starting really hot out there. And so Sav is because Sav and I are still waiting on our gear.
Yeah.
And Moo's the first guy who got the gear this year.
Yeah, I'm a lucky one. Yeah, I felt a little weird because usually you guys get stuff first.
I know, and they took care of Moo first, man.
Yeah.
So Moo's got these. He's got these beautiful. So you got the King Tour,
correct? Yeah.
Which is a cavity back forged.
Yeah.
And they're about a half club weaker than what you had last year with the Apex from Callaway.
It was a full degree. I was checking online.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like in comparison, like the 7-iron for the King Tour is equivalent to the 8-iron for the Apex 21.
Well, there you go. Well,
yeah.
not that that's going to make any difference for you, man.
Yeah.
So, and you got these gorgeous LA Golf iron shafts.
Yeah. They feel good. It's like
120 grams.
Yeah, that's right.
So they're heavy. They're tour grade shafts.
Mm-hmm.
And you find that the consistency from wedge to short irons to mid iron to long iron are very good.
Yeah. I'm finding also the vibrations way down with
way down.
Yeah, so it's like
it must be butter soft.
Yeah, it is butter soft.
So we got a heavy graphite high performance shaft on a forged head.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I mean, I can't wait to try those.
Yeah, those are pretty fun. Yeah.
So I'm still struggling with the ribs, but at least
you're feeling better now.
I'm feeling better. The pain is way down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually able to function now without any, Advil, and I hear that, Advil's not the greatest if you want your muscles to recover.
Mm-hmm.
So I got off that as soon as I could, and I've been about 4 or 5 days without it now. And man, that Catalyst suit was a real send.
Yeah.
A real godsend.
Even the workouts too have helped you kind of.
Well, yeah, I've been able to continue doing my workouts
and improve blood flow to the areas that need the fresh.
That's it. I had to tune it down a little bit.
Right.
On my backside because I could feel things started to get a little too
overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed, yeah. Overwhelmed's a good word, and I think, because I've been putting in some. Like, this is my busy time of the year, so I've been putting in my 12-hour days, and my back is feeling it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So tomorrow morning I'm going to do a nice recovery session, and I'll do a little cardio session.
Okay, yeah.
Just to keep it,
There's some new cardio sessions on there, like 10-minute ones that they just uploaded.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's with Isabella, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I actually have a meeting with Jeff tomorrow to go over content for
the golf.
For the golf.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you, we've got some amazing golf exercises that we're putting in there.
Yeah.
And I just can't wait to add this to the mix because you guys are going to be working out on your golf swing at the same time as, getting all your muscles engaged at once.
Yeah, it's going to definitely improve the mind and body connection in a major way.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so because the golf exercises that we've been putting in, I've got some for impact, I've got some for the release,
right,
and I got some for rotation, and then you have some for each one of those as well.
Yeah, some for strength and then some for cardio. I've been looking at the cardio aspect as well too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to see where, just to maintain your ability to walk 18 without feeling, gassed.
Dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be huge.
Yeah, because I was thinking.
If I had $1 for everybody who tells me, I conked out on the 14th hole and I just ran out of gas.
Yeah, I can see that being an issue if someone's ruining someone's round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely something that the suit's going to be able to address.
Mm-hmm.
So back to your, I mean, guys. So Moo, we have this beautiful par fives. This is my favorite par five on the golf course on the Royal Golf Course.
What was this, Quebec? Oh, Roy. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So you hit it on the par five, the fifth hole.
I hit it on the fifth hole in the Quebec.
Yeah.
The first day I played was the Royal. The first round I did was the Royal.
Right.
This was 17 and 18, where I had some really fun drives with the new equipment. And then the second round I played was Quebec, and this was hole number 5, par 5.
The par 5, dog leg to the right.
That's right, yeah.
So you hit 3-wood off the tee.
Yeah.
Because, you're going to be going through the fairway into the next fairway and burning through that one.
Yeah. And I noticed this year they're hardening the fairways. They're not letting them. They're not overwatering them.
Well, yeah, we have a new greenskeeper this year, and I think, a lot of the members have been voicing their opinion as to the fairways being way too soft. I mean, we were getting backspin.
Yeah. That's true.
Off the drive,
yeah, like
and,
it was
and they were done with that. Yeah. So I could see why that's happening right now, and I think the new greenskeeper is trying to make an impression.
Mm-hmm.
And he's from a very good club in Montreal called La Vallée du Richelieu, the Richelieu Valley.
Mm-hmm.
And you're saying that because I haven't played yet.
Yeah.
The fairways are running pretty good.
It's throwing me off. I'm like, this is a dream because
he's hitting 330-yard 3-woods out there.
Yeah, that was crazy because you could see it bounce from a distance. I'm like, I've never seen that much forward bounce. Playing on the course, the last 3 or 4 years.
It's probably nothing compared to what's going on in Texas or in Florida and those places, but it's surprising to us.
That's right.
Because we're not used to seeing any roll whatsoever.
Yeah, we get punished pretty hard in the past.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah, but it was very fun to experience, but also eye opening on the equipment as well too. The 3-wood design. This is the LS, the Aerojet LS 3-wood.
Aerojet LS.
Yeah. Yeah, so the striking is getting better with the Ventus Blue Velocore shaft, and I'm really liking that shaft with that combo. It's been a nice setup.
Very cool.
Yeah. Very
cool. So we got the Velocore shafts on the woods, and you got the LA Golf shafts on the irons.
Correct. Yeah.
And I had the LA Golf shaft on my Callaway driver,
mm-hmm.
and I have the Velocore black coming on my Cobra driver.
Yeah. Do you know the difference between the two?
No,
black.
I could tell you what feel difference is because prior to the LA Golf shaft on my driver in Callaway, I had
the Ventus black.
The Ventus black, and it's the most accurate shaft I've ever played.
I remember you playing that one, and you couldn't miss the fairway.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal. So I said, no, that's the shaft I'm going back to.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to have that on the woods.
Mm-hmm.
I got my 6.0 rifle shafts on my irons, and I've gone back to blades.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how those hit for you.
Well, obviously they're going to be shorter, but I don't care. I mean, when you're hitting blades pure, the stuff you can do with a blade is, it's unparalleled. You just there's no comparison.
Yeah.
And I just thought that when I was with Ping, the Blueprint blades that I had, way too hard to hit.
Really?
I found those very difficult, and I tried 2 different shafts on them.
Yeah.
And it just
punished you too much?
Well, it's just when it's not your club, it's not your club. That's all.
Okay.
All right. And Tony Finau's doing fantastic with them.
Okay. So it depends on the player.
And the club that Ping is doing the best with on tour is a model they don't sell anymore. It's the S55.
Oh yeah.
And there's still 18 players out there playing those blades.
Oh.
Because that's the best blade they've ever made.
Right.
And so, I can say that because I'm not with Ping anymore. Just kidding. But I mean, that is the benchmark blade that Ping has made, and so if you have one of those sets, hang on to it because it doesn't get any better than that. Mm-hmm. And Mizuno has one of those that they don't make anymore. That the engineers keep saying, no, that's the best blade we've ever made, bar none. And you got to continue trying to reinvent yourself. And I think that Cobra has arrived. They've just flat out arrived.
Yeah, they're pushing some great stuff.
Right now, so many of the guys on tour that don't have a contract with clubs are using the Cobra driver and the Cobra blades, right? Like Justin Rose. And because it's just, wow. And I have a couple of engineer students of mine that are saying the same thing. They're going, what the heck is going on, right? Mm-hmm. So, Mike, you're raising a lot of eyebrows, Mike Yeagley.
Yeah.
And so, hats off once again. And what really got Moo, because you had brand new Callaway wedges last year.
Yeah.
And now you've got the new snakebite wedges.
Yeah, different profile, different design on the face too. Like it's the grooves are full along the toe too.
Yeah, exactly. And then I don't know if it's because of that or Mike was saying that they have. I mean, when he's probably understated on this one, where he says the most consistent groove design out there. Mm-hmm. And you can attest to that now because you thought you'd hit a chip too hard and it grabbed and it trickled and it just two hop and stop right by the hole.
Yeah.
You're going, wow, the last time I saw that was on TV.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I had experience on hole number 4.
Yeah.
Par 3 on the Royal.
Yep.
And
nice hole. And you overshot the green.
Yeah, I was way behind the green.
Man, that thing is way downhill.
Yeah, way downhill. So I was parked in the back of the green, and to get back on the green, I had to land it softly so it trickles down. The pin was in the front.
Okay.
So I had a nice chip with like the best chip I've had in a while, and it rolled down, like you said. But it did a little backspin. It grabbed and slowly trickled down to the same level as the hole.
Because that green is really hard to hold, even on a chip shot when you're going downhill back to the front.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when you miss there, you want to miss short.
Every time, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
But you're getting used to your new iron, so you got a good excuse.
Yeah, a good excuse. Yeah, that's the one I'm using all year right now, just to kind of get myself in the right state. But yeah, it was pretty profound the technology that I've set up in the wedges. I can't wait to experience more in the practices I do. To refine how to actually use them correctly. Well,
I mean, we had our first video this week. Because of my ribs, we decided, hey, it's a good time to do some putting videos. And so we got to try the new Cobra putters.
Yeah, it's the vintage Nova. That's it's called.
And I'm telling you guys, again, they've arrived. Mm-hmm. They are absolute contenders with the Odysseys and the TaylorMades, like the Spiders, and they've got the technology they have the SICK technology.
Yeah.
So you've got, the 4 angles on the face where whatever angle of attack you if it's a little bit up or if it's flat or a little bit on the way down, you have a constant 1.5 degrees of loft.
Right.
And if you look at what's going on, you look at Steve Stricker just won the senior PGA championship, and his short game is second to none.
Yeah.
And you look at throughout his whole career, that Odyssey putter that he used, you could see the heel of the putter was constantly off the ground because he loved letting that putter hang from his shoulder. So technically, it doesn't get any better than the technique that he uses, because the shaft is a natural extension of his forearms. Mm. And this is something that I decry, so many companies don't have their putters upright enough because it doesn't allow the arm putter unit to hang from the shoulder straight down to the ground. And you're seeing way more of that putting technique. And Sav especially, she loves to putt nice and upright, the same way Ray Floyd used to putt. He used to putt very tall, had a 39-inch putter for that purpose with a very upright lie.
Right.
And that guy was amazing with a short game. He was legendary. And, he was famous for winning majors ugly. Like winning ugly was his specialty.
Wow.
And he was a force to reckon with. I mean, the Raymond Floyd stare. So if I find some footage, and if you're playing with Ray Floyd and you watch him while he's in the zone and while he's in contention,
Hyper focused.
the stare he had was just, I mean, oh, that dude is serious.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
No, he's really serious.
Yeah, he's on
Like
another
he
level.
wants to eat your lunch.
Oh, so
right?
Yeah.
And he wants to take your lunch money.
Yeah.
You know, so he's that
tenacious with the
tenacious would be an understatement.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, and that's what I find that the competitiveness of the guys on and the gals on tour, they just want to beat each other's brains out.
I think that's what you
And
need.
that's it.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, you can't do it.
Yeah.
And that's if I had any advice to any aspiring tour players, you got to be out for blood, competitiveness, right?
Yeah.
You got to be selfish, and you got to be out for blood, and you got to want to win at everything that you do. Whether it's ping pong, I mean, you have to be annoying.
Yeah.
Annoying.
Yeah.
As
You got to
far
be
as
that person that no one wants to play with.
Exactly.
In regards to like competitions, like, oh, this guy takes it too far every time.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But that's how you need to be be at the top, the top brass.
So true. Yeah.
So we did a gorgeous video this week. Now, that insert that they have in that Cobra putter is an aluminum insert, and the feel is like butter.
Yeah. It's very,
It really feels great, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you went from a Callaway putter that has more of a soft insert, where you were leaving pretty much everything short.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we had you looking at the hole to get the ball to the hole, and you were doing great. And then all of a sudden you get the Cobra putter, and this thing's really coming off
It's like
nice.
a rocket out the face. So it's like, oh, I need to fine tune my feel with this now.
Well, yeah. So if so right out of the gate, if you got slow greens at your golf course, a Cobra putter would be probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Because what I like about that is you can always stroke the ball, even when the greens are slow, and you don't feel the need to hit it. And so there's a plus as far as that's concerned. Now, every model out there, if you look at, the Odyssey 7, you'll see TaylorMade with a very similar product. Cobra's got the, it looks like the Spaceship Enterprise.
Yeah.
And so it's two wings, it's to increase the moment of inertia. And Mike was telling me about the designs that some of the Cobra putters have. They have a 3D printed tray that sits inside the putter that redistributes the weight to the tungsten weighting around the perimeter of the putter.
What does it do?
Well, so that if it's full in the middle, you don't get the ultimate perimeter weighting. So Cobra right now has the highest moment of inertia in putters. So in other words, they're the most forgiving. So if it's an off-center hit, the ball will still go straight.
Oh, okay, so it'll still counteract a miss.
That's right.
Okay.
So if you struggle on finding the center of the putter, I strongly recommend you go try the Cobra putters, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with that. So on a technical standpoint, it's a really cool product, and it's well worth going out to try.
Yeah, because I noticed today when I was playing with the putter, I was shoving it a little bit with the wrist.
Yeah.
And then I tried letting it hang a bit more on the shoulders.
Right.
And then my touch or my momentum was a lot more in line with what I was seeing at the hole.
There you go.
So
your arm putter unit was probably out of balance, and you felt the need to compensate with some manipulation.
Yeah. So it's either that I need to add some more weight, like you said.
Yes. Yeah, we definitely need to add weight to that putter. So we're going to add more weight on the bottom of it. They got some interchangeable weights.
Yeah.
And we're going to counterweight it too, so that there's more meat under your hands.
Right.
Because I mean, it's just too light for you.
Yeah,
And so the adjustability on that putter is terrific. So we can weigh it down for you.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's our next step with that. And what I would do is also make it a little longer.
A little longer?
Yeah, I would go a little longer on it.
You think I can?
I would go
more, right?
I would go. We'll go an inch longer. We'll add. There's some counterweighted grips now.
Okay.
that you can get.
Yeah.
So we'll add a solid, I would say a solid 75 grams in the butt.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and then we'll add more weights on the bottom, and then you'll feel a lot more uniformity in the putter, and it'll feel like it's tracking better.
Okay.
And after that, that's something that I've done for a lot of my students, and I can see that working extremely well for you because you're just so gosh darn strong, man.
Yeah.
It's very rare that I have a student this strong.
Yeah, it deals with this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of problem.
Yeah,
Let's just say. So we had a wonderful session on. You'll see the YouTube videos about 2-tier greens and how to always make it onto the second tier pin high. The last thing you want to do is not make it up that tier, roll back down to the bottom, and so many golfers get caught with their pants down on that one, and take a couple of useless additional strokes because of that. So we got a brilliant video for you on that. So that's coming out today at the same time as this podcast.
Yeah, should be.
So you're really going to appreciate that, and you'll get to see the new putter because all three of us are putting with the same one. I didn't get that particular model. Mine's the Supernova.
The Supernova. Okay. Yeah.
So it's a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
It has a little bit more of that technology that I was talking about.
Okay.
And it has a higher moment of inertia than the one that you have.
Okay.
So yours is more of a blade kind because it's nice and compact. For those of you who don't like the big bulky putters, your model is definitely one to get.
Yeah, I was looking for the sleeker, like not too busy. Just wanted something simple,
clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, very clean putter. Yeah. So that's what's going on there. So Sav, you'll see when you see her in the video, you'll notice the heel of her putter is off the ground, but it doesn't detract from her stroke at all. You see that sucker track, and the ball just rolled right up there about 1.5 feet from the hole. And you saw it all weekend with Steve Stricker. I mean, what a battle he had with Padraig Harrington. Did you hear what Padraig said his excuse was?
I saw it in Golf WRX. It was pretty interesting.
He had a senior moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, his pee was too long. Right?
Yeah.
And it's, when you're in that moment and you got to go and the door is locked, but there's nobody there. And you realize there's nobody there and you try to jiggle the thing open. You finally get it open. You get in there and you're going, oh, man. Right? And it just won't stop.
Yeah.
And then you go, okay, you got to hurry up, zip up, get out there. And then you get to your shot and you're just half-assing it.
Yeah.
You're just not fully committed. You're not fully there. You didn't get a chance to, your heart's racing.
Yeah.
And you got to hit a shot, right? Because that golf course, the guys are really enjoying it. They were saying that it presents a lot of different options. So a lot of different kinds of players can be competitive on that golf course.
Right.
And, Stricker's not one of the longest guys out there, but he really competed well. Obviously, he won.
Mm-hmm.
And, the greens were firm, and you have to really rely on your short game to get up and down.
Yeah.
Because the greens weren't holding, and that's typical of a brand new golf course. And that's why it bodes well for a major. When you're in a major championship, you don't want the greens to hold.
Right.
So that worked out well for, the USGA and or the PGA, I should say. So the PGA of America, that's at their facility, their latest,
home.
Their latest home, exactly. Their new home in Frisco, Texas. I can't wait to go visit. The place just absolutely looks amazing. We did a virtual tour of the place, and from the conference rooms to the technology to, it's like they took it up a dozen levels. And so if you've had the pleasure to go check that place out, I'd love to hear about it in the comments, and we can talk about it. And I'd love to have somebody come in as a guest on our next podcast to talk about that.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's going to be one of the the next it is the next one of the top 5 meccas of golf. And I think that's what they wanted, right? It's a destination. And being just north of Dallas, I mean, that's a very populated area, and Texas golf is unsurpassed.
Sure, yeah.
It's legendary. I had the pleasure of going to the Texas Golf Hall of Fame to go check that out in whatchamacallit, the golf course that is out there in San Antonio. So it's in San Antonio, Texas. It is a municipal golf course. A blast to play. I had the pleasure to play that course. Lovely tree lined. All these Texas, I think they're oak trees.
Yeah.
And it's a very different kind of oak tree. It's like semi-full. It looks a lot like the parotas trees in Mexico.
Neat. Yeah.
But not as big.
Okay.
And they just line all the fairways, and you get up on the tee and you go, yep, this is how I need to fit it in here. And it's like in Colonial, you got no choice but to hit golf shots. And if you can't work the ball in both directions, you're already behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
And so, and that's basically what Colonial was like. I mean, they right after the tournament. That's why I can't wait to see Jack Nicklaus's event this week at the Memorial. All the new adjustments that they've made to the course, and how it's mature. It hasn't matured that much, but it's got at least a year under its belt.
Okay.
It'll be really nice to see and hear the commentators talk about how it's been playing, and hear the players. I know I'm looking forward to hearing about the press conference where what the differences are and how the players are receiving it.
Mm-hmm.
And because they're doing the same thing with Colonial. I mean, before you attack a golf course, I mean, this is Hogan's Alley.
Right.
That's Ben Hogan's golf course. And they're going to be, at least they're putting it in the proper hands with Gil Hentz. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with it. And I can't wait to go down back to Texas. It's one of my visiting hubs. We have a lot of students there. Wisdom and golfers down there, and I'm sure a couple of them are members at Colonial. So if that's you, I'll be coming to see you in the fall, and let's get together, please. Looking to my rib should be healed by then.
Yeah.
And I'll have my blades to attack that puppy.
So which blades did you order? Both lefty and righty?
Yes.
And which shaft did you go with?
I went with the combos.
Okay.
And both my sets have the 6.0 rifle shafts. I mean, it's the old faithful.
Mm-hmm.
I just find
better stability with those.
Yeah, consistency from one iron to the next is unsurpassed.
Right.
Those are the same ones Rory has.
Okay.
And so really looking forward to seeing what's up with that. So we got Colonial, and that was rough as far as scoring. So the guys had their hands full with that one. It played like a major.
Yeah.
I think the next event that's going to be there, greens are going to be firm as well. Mm-hmm. They're going to be redone, but at least the greens are going to be firm, and hopefully it'll be well received. I've got no doubt that it will be. And then we got Memorial, and then next week is Canadian Open.
Yeah, that's right. You'll be...
I'm heading over to the Canadian Open.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll be assisting with somebody's game, and that we had some very, very good results out of the gate, and I hope that I'm hearing that the practice is going really well. I hope it continues this week, and I'll be there on site to make sure that things run smoothly. And I've got some high hopes, man.
Do you have some itinerary with?
I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be arriving Monday evening. Mm-hmm. I'll be there Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
For the practice rounds and the prep, and the kind of player I'm coaching right now doesn't need
Too much.
as soon as the event starts, it's like he's dialed in, and he doesn't want any distractions, and he's ready to go. And I respect that extremely highly. It's like I'm going to find my way, and it's up to me. And I love the fact that he wants full mastery, and that's what Wisdom in Golf is all about. It's about, we're showing you a skill that you'll be able to pass on to your kids and grandkids and have something permanent and enjoyable, and something that will evolve, because it's all task-based. And you don't need to have positional-based when you've got task-based. I mean, nobody's going to say, well, you need to be in that particular position when you're chopping down your tree. It's like, get out of my way.
Yeah.
And let me do my job, right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly how this is going down, and that's exactly how I would want it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I don't want my students to be dependent on me.
Yeah, it's a gift that keeps on giving.
Absolutely. Well, there's 60 million golfers in the world, and I won't have enough time in my lifetime for even a fraction of that. So it has to propagate, on its own.
Yeah.
And so it's the ripple effect, and that's my job, right? Is to create a ripple effect that's going to benefit the game, and I'm fairly sure that we've done that already. I mean, I always like to have some backup on YouTube, because trying to figure out the algorithm on that thing is it can be frustrating, to say the least.
Yeah, it's maddening sometimes. Yeah.
And because we're not bringing content out that's the average golfer is looking for, because the average golfer is looking for positional stuff, and I'm just not going back there.
Yeah, a lot of it's stationary stuff.
The stationary, because now that I know how the human brain works, and you have two operating systems. You got one for manipulation, which is very necessary, but it's extremely detrimental to your golf game. Golf cannot exist that way. So you got to go to the reactionary, which is the lumberjack, the baseball player, the tennis player. I mean, you hear so many guys who say, dude, I'm an athlete. I'm really good at sports, but I suck at golf. That's because golf has a stationary golf ball that's inviting you to be stationary with it.
Yeah.
And then that saps the athlete right out of you. When what's when a vampire gets exposed in the sunlight and then melts away and turns into dust?
Yeah.
That's what positional stuff does to your athleticism.
Yeah.
It vaporizes it.
Yeah,
It just sucks the living life out of it.
Yeah.
And I don't, I love how the human machine is made. I just in awe over it. And the last thing I want to do is put a ball and chain around it.
Yeah.
And tie a hand behind your back. Nobody deserves that. I mean, you need to bring out the best in your athleticism.
For sure.
And that's why it's so it's so amazing to watch you and Sav.
Right.
And the what you've taken what I do to that next level, and hitting those 330-yard 3-woods, which to me, like a 330-yard drive, I've done.
Yeah.
Not often, but I've done. I know what that's like. It's bliss on a freaking stick.
Yeah.
And for you to be able to do that with a 3-wood and hit, what is it? Do you hit 3-wood wedge or something in that par 5?
It was 3-wood pitching wedge, yeah.
On a 520 par 5. My goodness.
And then the driver was also a great experience the day prior.
Oh, dude. Yeah. What's that drive you hit on 18?
So 17 was 372 downwind.
You hit the green?
Yeah, hit the green. And then after that, I was like, I'm feeling pretty good. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens on 18, which is 585.
585 from the back tee on that golf course, and that's why I refuse to play it back there. I'm over 50. I've earned it.
Yeah.
I play it from 565.
Yeah.
Or, 545, I think.
Five, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I think
Yeah.
it's 550.
It's about 20 yard. Yeah, that's right.
When I bust a drive,
Yeah.
and it's on a nice summer day, I can typically, I'm about 250 out, and if the pin's front, and I'm a little downwind, I can go 4-iron.
Mm-hmm.
But what did you hit?
Yeah, at 380.75. So I had 200 yards left. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yep. So it's 585. So it was 385. Sorry.
385.
So it's 200.
Yeah, you were at the 200-yard marker.
That was right next to the plaque. I was like, this is not real.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's nuts. And I was like,
and they're massive trees down on both sides. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a bowling alley. So,
yeah.
man, you hit a humdinger there.
It was the tightest draw I've ever seen straight down the pipe. Because I had a tree, I targeted a cedar tree down the line that allowed me to stay on a target. And that kind of helped me.
And what'd you hit into the green?
That was 8-iron.
Okay.
220 iron.
There we go.
It was short. I was going for the pin. It was
Well, the pin was stuck behind the left bunker.
Yeah, the left bunker. So I was either gonna opt to just land in front of the green or just go for it. So I had options, but I was like, I gotta go for this after that drive. And but yeah, I just landed in the bunker.
Well, of course. I mean, it's an 8-iron on a par 5. Of course, you're gonna go for it.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah, but I was so mad that I mishit it and I was short. I was like, I should have went with the 7, but then 7 would have been too much. So
if you flush a 7-iron, you were gone.
Yeah, it was just
you hit that thing about 225.
Yeah, so it was just one of those learning moments. But I was also in a euphoric state just seeing that drive.
Yeah,
it's
well,
like,
and that's basically the more you do those, the more you get kicked in the butt, then the more you focus.
Yeah,
and that's the beauty of golf, right? Because and that's where you just can't buy a game.
No,
you got to go out and experience it and hit the shots, and then experience the heartbreak.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
and the woulda, coulda, shouldas.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Yeah,
and that's all part of life. And you have to make a lot of mistakes and then
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
There's gonna be some nice games of golf.
Yeah,
and you'll be joining Sav and I soon in the low 70s.
Yeah,
and I can see you getting below par in a heartbeat.
Yeah, it's fun time right now with the golf game. Yeah,
I mean, right now you can go out and play any golf course without a driver.
No, yeah, it's the thing.
Right?
Yeah, like I can just
you're basically hitting driver for fun.
Yeah, and then I'm hitting 7 with a 4-iron just to keep things clean, just to stay
That's
on.
it.
Yeah,
keep the card clean.
Yeah, but
everybody should have that problem.
That's true. Everyone you'd have happier golfers.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's to you, Mo. Here's to your This is your season, buddy.
Thank you.
And I'm just gonna sit back for a while, let my ribs heal, and in the meantime, I'm enjoying the view.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it'll be cool. So you guys are heading to Denver
next week Wednesday. Yeah.
Next week Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I'll be on my way back from the Canadian Open on the Thursday, and you guys will be you'll be flying right over me.
Yeah.
On your way to Denver. So stay tuned for that. And gosh, I mean, I'm going to have to. You guys will be back on time though, for the podcast after that.
We'll be back Tuesday. Yeah. Yeah.
Be back Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday morning. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So we'll do a nice podcast on Tuesday. Stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
There's going to be lots to talk about, I am sure.
For sure. Yeah.
And so right now, we're waiting on a couple of shafts, right? They're supposed to come with my golf clubs.
Yeah. So we're waiting on a couple of shafts that I think will help Savvy and I, just stay.
So right now you got your gamer driver dialed in.
Yeah. And then I still have some good options.
So you hit that 385-yard drive with a stock shaft.
Correct. Yes.
The Velocore
Velocore shaft. Yeah.
45 inches.
45 inches. Yeah. 7X and I think it's 70 grams. Extra stiff. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. And so just wait, and I have some like the Bryson series, LA for competition for long drive, as well as the kinetic shaft to help with. It's like a LD. It's the LD 20. That one's really surprising me a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's obviously a little difficult to time because it's a slightly softer flex.
Yeah, that's what Martin's using right now, right? He's using an even softer shaft than
Way
that.
softer than that. Yeah, yeah. But there's something different about it. I
Right.
can't explain it, but something about
You don't have to wait for it though. I mean, it's
not as much as I thought I'd do.
right.
But I can definitely see where the speed comes from. Like I'm seeing some really interesting numbers as I train with it.
Okay.
More often, and obviously get better with the
And
Cobra heads.
what was your last training session like? Oh, and by the way, we're like well over 1,200 hits on that Cobra head now,
easily. Yeah, yeah.
and still going strong.
Still going strong. Yeah.
So you're putting the measuring device on the face.
Yeah.
No cave-ins.
No cavings. Yeah, I'm checking it every
The
time.
ball speed's coming off, very consistent.
Flights are consistent too, because that's another factor that lets you know how the face is doing on
Yep.
handling. The spring effect is not. It's a pretty robust face. Like they're pretty.
I would say.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, it's head and shoulders above everything else that you've tried.
Yeah, yeah. It keeps surprising me every time. So even the ball speeds keep going up, not down, as I keep.
So it's
getting seasoned.
It's seasoned.
Yeah.
So that might be your gamer.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that will definitely be the gamer. I'll definitely be including in the next competition.
In the portfolio.
Yeah, yeah.
So what were the ball speeds like last time?
Pretty much cruising at 205. Like which is very difficult to do. For a session, and then I'll have like a few spikes around 215 to 216.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So those were reassuring.
And explain the difference between a competitive session and a speed session.
So a competitive session, you're just trying to maximize the ball's efficiency, maximize the carry. So obviously you pick a higher window.
Yeah.
So you're looking at about 100 to 206 feet in the air.
Right. So you're just trying to maximize your distance on it.
Yeah, that's it. And
whereas the speed session,
I'm trying to maximize my force production towards my release. So maximizing club head speed, so I can focus on one parameter. So it could be club head speed or ball speed. When I'm focusing on club head speed, it's pretty much all out. And then when it's ball speed, you pretty much want to have a target in mind to kind of improve on efficiency, because that's where efficiency comes through.
Exactly. So remember that, people.
That's
where I keep telling everybody. Yeah. Without a target, the ball can't be a precise intersection.
Yeah.
So when you have a target, your ball speed improves because you're striking it much more in the center of the face.
That's it. Yeah.
And so then you add your launch conditions to that.
That's it.
For your competitive sessions.
Yeah.
That is cool. So like on a weekly basis, you would say you would have one speed session, one competitive session.
Yeah.
Just to keep things balanced.
For sure. Yeah.
And then you're hitting the gym how many times a week?
Right now I'm kind of toning it down to like 2 times a week, and going towards the catalyst a bit more, because I've put on the strength I needed. Yeah. Now it's more fast twitch exercises. So in the gym, I'm just mostly plyo stuff, calisthenic stuff. So like body weight work, like pull-ups, rows, jumps. Okay. Just to kind of maintain
explosiveness.
Explosive and agility, just to allow the body to fully feel loose, so that your functional muscles, like you can put on strength and muscle, but that muscle is worthless if you can't use it for that action, right? Right. Yeah, so that's where now we're trying to shift the muscle to work.
And the catalyst suit right now, you're doing a lot more of the power.
Everything's power.
Everything's power.
Everything's power. Obviously,
which is the explosiveness.
That's it. Yeah, and obviously there's one cardio session in there involved too, just to maintain cardio fitness.
Yeah. No jogging required, people.
It's amazing.
I did my last cardio session. I was just marching in place. Yeah. And enjoying my favorite show on TV.
Yeah.
And
it builds up nicely.
It builds up incredibly nicely.
Yeah.
And nice little pool sweat when I'm done.
Yeah.
And that's one thing, because of my rib injury. When I was at the emergency, the doctor said, listen, you gotta intake, you gotta cough, you gotta be able to sneeze, you gotta eliminate, be able to empty your lungs and take deep breaths, because you can accumulate and have issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going, you got to be kidding me, man, right? So I mean, rib injuries are serious.
Yeah, yeah.
So so when I'm in the suit,
Mm-hmm.
that's the only time I can really take deep breaths.
Right.
Because it's hugging you and it's buzzing you.
Yeah, it's pushing you to.
And it's really pushing you and it's distracting you from from any of the pain signals.
Yeah, the endorphins kick in to help.
Yeah,
with that,
and that's my reprieve. I get a good 2 hours of pain free. So I'll be in the suit for 20 minutes,
mm-hmm.
and I'll stay in the suit as I'm hydrating and all that stuff afterwards.
Yeah,
and then for a good hour and a half after that, it's wonderful.
Yeah, the endorphins are amazing for that. Kind of helps reset the healing process too, as you're probably that's what you're experiencing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like last time Riley had a rib injury.
Mm-hmm.
They took x-rays and they said, well, no, we can't see anything. Nothing's broken. And then that's what the doctor saw. But then the radiologist came back a week later and said, no, you got 3 broken ribs.
Oh.
And so I'm hoping that's not the case for me.
Yeah.
But he says, Riley told me, he says, don't worry, Dad. It's the same treatment. There's nothing to do. As long as you didn't puncture a lung, you're fine.
Right. That's true.
So so that's what I got. Thank goodness we have that suit. That's one thing that I really very, very thankful for.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's a great tool.
So here's to the next couple of weeks, Moo.
Yeah.
Man, this is really amazing stuff to look forward to.
Yeah.
And so we can't wait to bring it to you full out. And so stay tuned. Make sure that you're right there and ready to listen. We'll have some amazing stuff for you. And Sav was a little under the weather today, so she couldn't make the trip, but that's okay. Moo and I had plenty to catch up on.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Take it easy, you guys. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Thanks for tuning in. Take care.